Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about kind of this new Cash Shop update and how what what Nexon for GMS's plans going forward are for monetization, I suppose, because this gets a little convoluted and ridiculous. So I'm going to try to explain this the best I can. So they're adding a new item, coloring prisms, which essentially is it lets certain items with the S label on it to essentially change color. You got the regular one, which does it randomly, and you got the premium one where you can have a slider and choose. Right? Now you'd think this is a cash shop update, you'd be able to just buy them after the update goes live in the cash shop, but that's not exactly the case, and how to acquire these is a little bit convoluted, so I'm going to explain it and give you my thoughts on it. Right. Okay, and then they have a restore thing, which basically you can restore the color to what it was. So there's going to be these new star stamps that essentially come from premium surprise style boxes that are updated from today when the update goes live until October 29th. So any NX items you had before today's date will not be able to transfer into star stamps. Alright, so if you want to get a mystical star style box, which is going to have new items in it, you need 20 stamps, and for 10 of them it's 200, right? It's 20 stamps per one of these boxes. Now, if you want to get a regular color prism, it's going to be 5 stamps, so you have to open 5 boxes, right? And then for the premium one, now you can't just buy the premium one straight up, you actually have to open the mystical star style box. Now, the mystical star style box is where you need 20 stamps. So to get 20 stamps, you need to open 20 of the regular surprise style boxes, which will be down here. Right. These. Hang on. Right here. So the premium surprise style box, they're 3.4K NX each, and you need to open 20 of them to get one of this surprise style box, which then you can open to get these items. And that's how you get the premium one. Now, if we look at it, they have the rates here, which I have opened up. OMG, it's not even rates anymore like the surprise style boxes used to be. You only have 1.5% chance to acquire some of this stuff. 2%, 1.5%. And a 40% chance to get the coloring prism. So now if we run some numbers, you need 20 boxes, right? Which, if they're 3.4K NX each, which translates to $3.4, you are essentially spending $68 for a 40% chance to get a coloring prism. That's well over 10 times the price of what they sell them for in KMS. In KMS, I believe they're around 7K or 6K. I think they're 6K NX each, and then if you get into USD to Korean won conversion, it's a lot lower than that. And what's even worse about this is there's actually was kind of a viable way to get these stamps, at least in interactive world, to kind of have to bypass actually buying the boxes. So a strat in interactive world would be to go into the auction house and look up the cheap junk NX items that people do not want to get. or don't care about really. And you would buy them for a cheap price, then you would turn them into stamps. But you can only turn these items into stamps if they are in a tradable state. So in Interactive World, all the NX you get from the style boxes are tradable until equipped. And they recently rolled out an update. I forget exactly when. Maybe it was the most recent one or the one before. I can't remember. I think it might have been the one before the summer update, where if you buy an NX item in the auction house, it instantly becomes untradeable. And then you're no longer able to turn it into the stamp, which is trying to force people into buying the boxes, even on Interactive World. Because, yeah, you're able to buy junk NX, turn them into stamps, buy from the stamp shop. I've done that plenty of times, but they decided to nerf that to try and push, I'm guessing, the sales of this, either with Maple points or with actual NX. And I'm assuming that's because, you know, to help boost their numbers with this item, which is crazy, right? So now if you wanted to buy it in game, whoa, what the hell just happened? But yeah, so now if you wanted to buy it in game with miso, I believe last I checked, the maple point rate was 500 maple points per 100 mil. So you're looking at roughly 700 million miso for one surprise style box, and you multiply that by 20, you're looking at 14 billion miso for one of those boxes. And if they're at a 1.5% chance of obtaining, that's roughly if I recall correctly, a 60.6. Yeah, so you're looking at 66.6 for roughly one of these new items up here. And let's do the math for miso and money. So if it costs you 68k for one chance, and then you have a 1.5% chance to get one of these new items, you're looking at $4,533.35.6 for an average rate to get one of these items. Now to get the full set, what is it, like 5 items? Now I know some of the set is a 2% chance, so it might be a little bit less than this. But Jesus Christ, $20,000. Now if we do the math with miso, that's 14 billion miso times, how many did I say? 66.67. Right, you have to open 66.67 of these boxes. It costs you 14 bill to get one box. You're looking at 933.38 bill. And I can roughly get around 650 mil an hour of farming. So if you don't want to pay, you want to farm it in game, it's only going to take you 1,435 hours to acquire one of these items. And again, there's 5 pieces of the set, 7,000 hours. Now, like I said, some of the sets do have a 2% chance, so it's a little bit less than that. But you get the idea. I think that this is disgusting. I think that people need to open their eyes and realize that you should not buy into this. Like, I am not buying this shit with maple points. I'm not buying it with money. I'm not doing any of this bullshit. Now, again, it's your money. You can spend it how you want it. But if they don't change this, then we have truly bottomed out. Like, this is crazy. And by the way, I believe personally that this is the real reason why they removed Steam Market. I think Steam Market was a strategic plot get a little controversial here. I think Steam Market was a strategic plot to see how much people are buying some of these high-end items, and then suddenly they add these super high-end, highly sold, highly sought-after items from this convoluted open 20 boxes to get a 1.5% chance at getting the Blood Oath sword or the Red Warrior stuff or the new set, right? Call me crazy, but yeah. Now, I could easily sit here and blame, like, oh, well, this is how they are monetizing because Reboot is the highest populated and you can't really sell, like, stuff to increase damage in the cash shop. And it's easy to point the finger over there, but really the only person to blame is whoever the hell is in charge of this. And considering our director is known as that Inkwell guy, I blame him. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think this is absolutely disgusting. I urge players not to buy this shit, buy into this crap. I think this is disgusting. I do not like this idea. I don't agree with it at all. And hey, I guess if this works out, does that mean maybe perhaps they can perhaps stop selling us cubes for money and port over the magic wand? I don't know, but let me know what you guys think. I think this is disgusting, and I'm out.